Hello and welcome to another episode with Loki, the Old Crow. I am covering the Age of Empires 2 DE Facebook Community Cup, and this is the tiebreaker between Serhat the Great in blue and Mabon Ap Modron in red. So, housed already by red, well done. Um, Goths is red, and Serhat is, drumroll, Britons. Okay, so this is the third game. It was a best of three, but they drew the first two games. Well, they drew one each so far. Serhat has been picking the Britons since the start, and red has been Celts at first. Then he's been Turks, and now I think he predicted that his enemy was going to go Britons again, and has gone Goths, which are basically the hard counter to Archer Civilization because of the Huskar Pierce armor. Sorry, bear with me just a second while I turn down the music a little bit. Confirm, there we go. So the map is Socotra, and this is one of my favourite maps actually. All this water and no way to use it. It's a very small map, and it is designed, I think, for very quick engagements and early aggression. There's usually sort of a hill between the two players, and whoever captures that hill tends to win the game. There isn't a great deal of resources around your TC other than the stone and the gold. You have your huntables here and there, but yeah, it forces you to go away from your town centre in order to get, say, wood, and also the building space for farms and things like that. That was a decent, I'd say, boar lord, but it wasn't a boar that he lured. Got two goats here that red hasn't yet found. Oh no, he has found them. Alright, no, I'm on Gaia, lol. Red, and yeah, they're just hidden in this little section here, and yeah, that's unfortunate for red there. Will it impact his game? Who knows? Will he find them eventually? So red housed again, 15 pop versus blue 16 pop, very much like the first game where blue was ahead in the vill count early on, even though it's only one villager, it does count quite a great deal going forward. However, red with the much higher score at the moment, it's unusual to see a score quite this high, the difference anyway in score. Is it down to scouting? Yes, probably. If we look at this, yeah, so red scouted more. He's found those two goats, and oh no, he lost his scout. Red lost his scout. There's some good garrison in there by blue. So as you're aware, if you've seen any more of the videos, I tend to just kind of fast forward the game a little bit during the opening because most people have like standard openings, and they're not particularly amazing to watch, in my opinion anyway. That's why you see in Wololo Cup, the Red Bull hosted tournament, that the players start in feudal age. Okay, so we've got big wood line here for blue. This is probably, if the previous games that go by, he's going to build 2 archery ranges as soon as he goes into feudal. Red straight away with that forward barracks as a Goths. You can use early aggression before you get to husks, as both players are now reaching feudal age. Red slightly ahead of blue, and then we've got a forward barracks and a house here. They're somewhat symmetrical here. Boom, red's in feudal, and he's immediately building militia. Red's now going to go scout with his militia, see what openings there are, and it's that's great play by blue there to take out both red militia with his 3 militia. He lost 1 militia because he got his villager in there to help. This bit of wood here is getting absolutely murdered by red's vills, and blue here attacking the barracks, realised he's not going to get anywhere and goes forward. That's an unfortunate number, you need to hit it a few more times. Yeah, so it's looking pretty good for blue at the moment. He's still got his scout, red lost his, and he's got some militia ready to go push, but the defensive tower comes up. Brilliant play by red there. with the defensive tower. That's going to help him with the stone here, help him keep this area here a little bit safer, and perhaps stops a tower rush over here. So as predicted, Blue's going for archery range, and it looks like he may be actually going for a fast castle build here with the market. Oh no, I don't think he's going to manage the fast castle with those resources, but he's got his blacksmith up, he's getting his market up here, and Red is slowly starting to defend his resources against raiding. Here comes another little raid. There's a couple of archers here. Early aggression like this, quite disruptive, hard to deal with, especially on this kind of map where the resources, for example wood, is quite far away from ETC, and therefore far away from being able to garrison and then fire back with garrison bills. Getting pushed off gold here. Look at the amount of bills there on gold, ridiculous. So we got Blue here scouting for the wood line. Wants to get his man off wood. That's a smart archery range in my opinion, because it creates a little barrier here where they have to walk round, where the enemy has to walk round, and also skirms will help against Blue's obvious archer aggression because he's Britons. But Blue, as you've seen in the last game, his eco is currently just being unmolested, whereas Red is having to deal with Blue's early aggression, which you saw in the first game as well. You might remember that Mabon was able to deal with the early aggression and then bounce back and beat Serhat in the first game. But the amount of pressure and aggression built up by Serhat in the second game was insurmountable, and the Turks really struggled taking good engagements against British longbows and arbalèsts, because the Janissaries are outranged by them, even though Janissaries do extra damage. I think it was 22 to 11 and 10 damage. They were heavily outranged and weren't able to close the distance. So we're looking to get down this gate here, try and get into the wood line. This guy is now absolutely cacking his pants, and he will drop. Yep. It was correct decision there by Red to garrison them inside. He's gone for a little aggression at the front. Got caught by some militia and some archers. A lot going on stone there, so you're going to expect more towers. This is actually my favourite map to tower on, Tower Rush. It's so close. You're so close to the enemy base. As soon as you hit feudal, just start banging down towers and locking off resources. Blue's going to put down a forward tower here to try and take Red off this this wood. Red quite rightly sees the danger and starts going for this wood line instead. A lot of wasted resources here in terms of avoidable military deaths by Blue. He's lost at least a couple of archers and some man-at-arms now, not man-at-arms, militia, over to this TC and these two towers. But as I've pointed out here, he's locked down his gold with the tower, locked down his stone with the tower, and now Blue's going into scouts as well as militia and archers. And that's quite a difficult thing to do, juggle all those resources into those different types of units. But what the scouts can do is get up on these towers really quickly and attack them and take them down, hopefully. Good for raiding. Red here with a quick house wall. Only problem is he's house walled out 2 villas. So these villagers have been trapped in a bucket of death there. And really all the aggression now is on Red, and it's not disrupting his eco too much, to be fair. I mean, it's kind of pointless trying to take down this gate because he can always wall up again here, as he's doing now. And probably this bit here needs a little palisade here, but he's going to get locked out if they do that. So these two chaps here are locked in the woods. Blue losing a lot of resources and a couple of villagers up here trying to take down that tower. And bang, that little wall goes up there, little house wall, and this guy is now facing an ignominious death at the hands of a militiaman, and boom, he's dead. These two chaps, Bill and Ben, set up the house wall. And blue seems to be expanding. However, if you look at the score lead is with red. He's got his skirms out here. Blue's attack's sort of petering out now. He's got one militia and no, two militia and one scout cav. Building more scout cav. Really good counter to skirms, to be honest. But the reason why there's like sort of a lull in the battle is they're both going up to Castle Age. A lot of idle vills up here now for blue. This is a terrible engagement for skirms. They're not going to do much damage at all, even though they're on top of the hill. They have a minimum engagement distance, and yeah, of the scout cav, obviously they get inside that minimum engagement distance, and they cannot be hurt by the skirms. So he's going to try and bring them back to the towers and get some picks there. And he manages to save one guy. Oh no, he died. So now red's into castle, so is blue. And I'm guessing it's going to be a race to who gets the castle up. Doesn't look like... Oh, there we go. Red's got his castle up first, and that's a wicked position there. It doesn't lock down too many resources. However, that is the main route through to his base. It's the quickest route to his base, and it's on top of the hill, so the castle could do extra damage to units coming past or doing some raiding or whatever. Scout versus Vil, and somehow Vil wins the fight. That's amazing. Let's take a look down here. So they're slowly sort of breaking through. These guys are repairing the house. He hates houses. He's basically coming for moral support, saying, yeah, you show that house. He's boss boy. Castle up on the hill now, doing some damage to the surrounding buildings. It's starting to look grim for blue, to be honest. Even though there's not much of a score difference here, it's looking slightly grim. This isn't a great engagement for blue. It manages to do the skirmisher, but look at the HP on those now. So as predicted, blue's gone into archers. It's got a few scout cav on it as well, but look at this now. Once you get Huskars out as Goths, and you get that extra bonus to where your barracks work even faster, and you get anarchy, you can start producing these Huskars at an incredible rate. I mean, look at how little damage these archers are doing. They've got no choice but to just leg it, otherwise they're going to get killed. Because Huskars, I think they take like 1 damage or something like that. Something crazy like that. They're not even upgraded, but they take so little damage from archers because their pierce armor is so high. Obviously, the counter to that is militia line and knight line. My personal favourite is, as you may have already guessed if you watched any of my videos, is samurai. Samurai absolutely mess up Huskars. Much harder to produce in great numbers, of course, but yeah. So look at this. Yeah, that archer's doing 1 damage every single shot. You can imagine with a unit that needs 60 shots from an archer. So if you had a group of 60 archers, you'd be able to one hit them. That's crazy. That's the strength of the Huskar there, and you can also produce them in incredible rates. So the game's starting to heat up a little bit now. Red's doing an incredible job of reclaiming the land around. So he had the score lead, just he didn't have the map control. The man at arms correctly being built now. I would check if he had murder holes, personally, and attack. Because you're going to take damage from the castle anyway, no matter what you do. But he's going in to do some eco damage. Loses 1 Huskar, 2 Huskars, 3 Huskars, and they're all dead. Blue's gone for the correct counter there. I think whoever lives in this house, his missus was cheating on him with the guy who lives in this house. That's why he's so intent on getting it destroyed. Red with the correct play there with the ram against the tower. But yeah, this is shaping up to be quite an intense game now. Let's see how many skulls Red has built. Only a few. Red's not got that many skulls there. How many town centers? We've got 2 town centers for Red, 2 town centers, nope, 3 town centers for Blue. Both on wood lines though. Ram is going to take that tower down, and more Huskars are being created. I would like to see the upgrades on the Huskars, because once they get upgraded, they are formidable. There are no upgrades on his infantry just yet. Well, no, sorry, there is one. I think he's got forging, but now he's going for scale armor. And boom, here comes the Huskars, and the Huskars supported by these 2 towers, and this castle will take out them long swordsmen. As you can see here, there's a lot of long swordsmen here, 9 long swordsmen. They upgraded. Their attack isn't, but their defense is. They've got the first defense upgrade, but no attack upgrade. Whereas now the Huskars have got their attack upgrade and the defense upgrade. 60 HP to 60 HP, 9 attack to 11 attack, and 6 pierce armor to 7 pierce armor to 6. And here comes the raid. Here comes the Huskar raid. The good thing about Huskars is they don't really have to be worried about TC fire, especially if you've got the armor upgrades on them. And they will do damage over time, but they're great for raiding in this capacity because they can go in, absolutely kill some vills. You need to avoid these long swordsmen here, and the villagers are going to come in and get involved in this scrap as well. And if he doesn't get clear of these long swordsmen or engagement, he could be in a bad position here. And those Huskars get wiped out by those long swordsmen. See any more flashpoints here. Ram versus light cavalry. Ram's doing 2 damage. Scout cavalry's doing 10. More Huskar raiding now. Again, Blue with the correct counter response here, but once you get to a certain position as Goths, you can start absolutely churning out units, and it becomes a bit difficult, to be fair, a bit difficult. Obviously, Blue taking that engagement and winning there against Red again. House wall going up. Goths don't get walls, so that's necessary. Look at this. This is what you see from a Goth player when they're ready to start absolutely flooding, and that is barracks. Tons and tons of barracks, and they already get 20% faster. But what their unique tech is perfusion, and the barracks work 100% faster. Add that together, that's 120% faster. So you can just start spitting these units out. I mean, it doesn't matter really what you produce, because you can just outproduce your enemy at this point. But look at this. This is good by Blue. He's got a group of 11 archers. 12, 13, 14, 15 archers now with some long swords. Long swords can obviously do some eco damage here. This is going to be interesting to see how many Bill picks he gets. Wow, that villager just dodging shots. Look at her go. Oh, she died. Rest in peace. Rest in peace, Ethel. So now he's gone for the correct play, and garrisoned. We've got a big scrap over here now. Red could really do with turning around and attacking these, because they're not going to take the castle down. They do need to take out these enemies here though, and then they can start whacking the castle in peace. They're going to lose all that there. But look at this Huskar here. Bam! Look at this, just absolutely destroying these archers. I mean, not a single unit lost there, and Blue lost quite a lot of numbers. It was about 13 to 15 archers there lost to Husks. What surprise we got in there? We got some pointy boys. They're going to take down that, but they take down the long swordsman as well. Well done. Secondary castle up there for blue. Obviously, really concerned about this gold and this wood line. What I'd like to see probably from both players now is collecting the relics. The relics are there. They both got relics within their base, and that could really help boost their gold income, which it looks like blue really needs. At the moment, which I find strange, is red is not actually producing anything, and it's sat on quite a lot of resources. Does this mean it's going to go up to Imperial Age? Possibly. We'll find out. Good engagement there for blue. They're going to mop up these skulls. Now they've got more upgrades on them. Longswordsman going forward here. It seems like the impetus of the game may be switching now to blue, and red falling slightly behind in military numbers as these chaps take down a house, and they're going to move forward, take out these guys off gold. And there's going to be a defensive castle put up there by red. That's probably a good move. I don't know if this castle is actually in range of this castle, but I suspect this castle will outrange that now because it's on a hill. More houses going up, of course, in order to support this mass production of military units. You need plenty of houses, and red is, as I suspected, going up to Imperial Age. As you can see here, that this castle actually is in range now. Rewind about a minute ago. If this castle had, if blue had told this castle to attack the foundations of that castle, red would have lost all that stone. It wouldn't have been able to build another castle because it took him a little while to get some villagers to the foundation there. Something that always worries me when I'm playing a game anyway. But in the end, this castle goes up. Imperial Age is 90% complete now. I suspect you're going to see some trebs. Some trebs and some Huskars. And I think it may be GG there for blue. So blue is obviously still being aggressive, still doing some raiding. I think that whoever gets trebs first sometimes on this map, because immediately the trebs start coming. Nothing to support the trebs at the moment though. Oh wait, got some Huskars. So he's researched Anarchy, which allows you to build your unique unit at your barracks. And you can see the resource float for red here is much lower now. But look at this military here for blue. He's good. That's the shame is that he's going to have to put that forward to try and take out these trebs. Blue is now researching eco and LOS technologies, when perhaps you should be thinking about matching red and going up to Imperial Age in order to take care of these trebs. Now, this trebuchet is doing a lot of damage to this castle. It's on the hill. The other castle is much lower down, and it's getting an increase to damage. Not like this one though. This one's about on the same level, and you can see the difference in the amount of damage there just by looking at the bar. And as predicted, these are going to come forward but get absolutely destroyed by the castles. And that, I mean, what could he do in that situation anyway? Just let his castle go down. I think that may have been his only option, but nobody likes to see their castle goes down. Husk spam over here going in. He's cleared out blue's army, so he may as well go forward. We've got a lot of idle villagers here, and it's increasing looking grim for blue now. Score increase, 2,500 nearly now. Then Huskars will take that TC down. And it looks like blue may be ready for the GG here. Yeah, and that's it. It's called the GG. So let's return to the map and have a quick look around. 49-minute game on Socotra, not too bad at all. I think the idea here for red was to get these relics in, as I stated earlier in the game. And I mean, even though blue had the extra town centre, he had the aggression early doors, he had the aggression all the way through the middle, he didn't present enough aggression and present enough of a problem for the Goth player in order to stop them getting to Imperial Age or Castle Age and start producing these Huskars. Because once the Gothic player is ready to start pumping out Huskars and pointy boys and anything from barracks really, then they become a massive problem, a massive issue. I mean, there's a couple of videos that I made on my playlist, my AOE2D playlist, which can show you just how powerful Goths are, even in the hands of an absolute noob like me. Let's go take a look at the statistics. Military goes to Mabon. Again, he gets the KD. That's all 3 rounds. He's got the KD there. Buildings raised goes to him. Largest army goes to blue, as you'd expect with that early aggression. Far and away the winner on food and wood, Mabon is, and stone goes to Serhat. There's not much in that, and gold goes to Serhat again. Though again, not much in that at all. Castle Age, Feudal Age, and Imperial Age times go to Mabon again. Not much in him apart from the Imperial, where blue never got to Imperial. Society, 2 castles each, 2 relics captured by blue. Didn't spot that, but he didn't have them that long. Villager high is exactly the same. Don't often see that. And you can see here, pretty much all the way through until the end, blue had the military numbers over red, but red was able to place down defensive buildings, stop the raiding, managed to boom his way into Imperial Age, and then produce those Huskars, which is so much of a problem to Britons really, because like I said, the only counter to Huskars that Britons have really is longswords. And yeah, so that's the end of the 3-rounder. And I just want to say thank you very much for tuning in, and have a great day, and well played to Mabon and Serhat, and I look forward to looking at the next one. Take care everybody, like and subscribe, goodbye.